Now, we're approaching 9 o'clock. It's that time of year when the Christmas cards start to arrive on your doormat, and perhaps also the time of year when you realise that it's about time you got on with writing them. What does the one that you choose to send say about you, though? David Cameron has just issued his. It's a black and white photograph with his wife Samantha and daughter Florence. Some have accused him of using his card as a publicity stunt, but he's not the first to put his family on a festive greeting. Let's take a look at some of the examples from down the years.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you very much for coming to number 10 Downing Street to help us switch on the Christmas lights.
There you go. Let's talk about this with broadcaster and journalist Collette Walsh and Jonathan Gabay, who's a brand consultant. Jonathan, to you first of all. David Cameron's, we said, had a bit of criticism. Some people will say, well, why not? Perfectly fair enough. What does it do for brand Cameron?
Oh, I think it's all about him portraying the family image of Christmas. But interestingly enough, not actually anything mentioning Christmas in terms of the visual aspect of the whole thing. And I think that's quite telling in terms of being politically correct. Although he's not the first politician just to concentrate on the family. This has been going on for a bit of time, especially from America.
Not the first person, Collette, to put a picture of his family on a Christmas card.
No, it follows a kind of presidential theme. Obviously, it goes back to the Kennedys. However, now it's very much a political message. I'm the family man, trying to reflect his values as a politician. So increasingly we're seeing not just the royal family, who fair enough should have a family image. They're the royal family, they're statespeople, they have an international reputation to upkeep. But we see this so much more now. We see all these politicians who are just, showing their rather smug family portraits, and we've all got to endure them.
Maybe, so. I mean, in fairness to him, I mean, he's shown one of his children on the card, but the two others, Arthur and Nancy, are not on there. So clearly trying to protect them.
Yeah, absolutely. That is interesting. The other thing that I was interested in, actually, was not so much what's on the card, but what's in the card. Sure. Would they say, for example, season's greetings, or would they say Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas? Actually, you might think, well, who cares? Well, actually, even that has a political undertone to it in terms of what the message would be in there. And in terms of messages, if we look at Alex Salmond's card, now that really is interesting, because on that card, he's got on the cover of it, Artaban. I think it's Artaban.
We've got some pictures. We'll go through these, because this was Ed Miliband's from last year.
Right.
We haven't got his from this year. So he again used images of his family.
Very cheesy.
This one is Gordon Brown's from a few years ago, 2007, I think it said on the caption. And this is the one you're referring to coming up, which is Alex Salmond's from this year.
Yeah, and that's really interesting, because this is about Artaban, who was supposed to be a guy who didn't actually make it to Jesus's...
The wise man.
Yeah, to the birth of Jesus. And because he was looking after the sick and people like that. And so Salmond has said the reason for this is to show self-sacrifice and stuff like that, which is quite interesting considering that it's coming from Alex Salmond. Why self-sacrifice?
Well, maybe it's a message he's trying to put across. Anyone can do this now, Collette. Anyone. I mean, I used to get one from some friends, still do. Oh. They all got Santa hats on. It was their family. It was a bit of fun. Anyone can do it by going onto a website. Why not? People are saying, why not? It's a bit of fun. And it's better maybe than a round-robin letter telling you about all the great achievements that the family have made.
Well, the round-robin letters I can't abide by anyway, because they're just so boring. I think it's just this level of narcissism now that we have, where we feel obliged to send everyone a picture of ourselves, as well as the selfies. We now have the Christmas cards of ourselves and our, very smug, happy family scene.
Well, maybe not being smug, maybe just a bit of fun.
A bit of fun is fine, but not for politicians. Politicians have to have this sort of, very respectable image. It's okay for families, regular people, but it's still this sort of culture of narcissism. I think we could just leave it. I mean, at the end of the day, just send a Christmas card. You don't need to be sort of, advertising yourself.
Well, actually, why send a Christmas card? I mean, wake up. We're in 2014 almost. Email.
And is that what you would do? You would send an email, or?
Well, obviously the Prime Minister can't do an email.
No.
It's inappropriate. But I think, increasingly we're so, glued to our mobile phones, people tend to do text messages and email messages, save the planet, save the trees. But also it's cheaper. It's cheaper.
Yeah, but it's just lazy.
You're right. You know what? I'm
It's
going to go
lazy.
with. I'm going to go with you. Actually, I think there is a bit of a tradition that we like, looking forward to seeing what Granny or whoever it might be has been doing this year, or Auntie, whatever it might be, has been doing this year. And I think it's all part of the good Christmas cheer.
There is a thought that says charity Christmas cards, where someone benefits.
Absolutely.
Well, credit to Alex Salmon there. His card does generate a lot of money. 150,000 he's raised so far with that card. Well, various cards that he's sent out.
Thank you both very much
Pleasure.
indeed.
I'll send you a card for Christmas.
Jonathan, that's very kind.
Oh, anytime.
You'll go
text
and
you.
write it on the way out.
Yeah, I'm going to do it now.
I'll tweet you.
It's great to meet you both. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for coming in.